Hey, Jen.
Hey, Kevin.
I love it when you bring me inside, especially to places as beautiful as this.
I know. We're here today because I get so many questions on how to take care of houseplants, right?
Put me on the list.
Well, number one, I think one of the most important things is soil. The soil medium that each different houseplant is mixed in.
So I shouldn't just take a shovel full of something outside and put it for my houseplants?
No, they really want to mimic their natural environment where they are outside in this world. So now bringing it into the indoors, we have 3 different categories. We have epiphytes, aroids, cactus, and succulents, right?
I've heard of those. I have no ideas what these are. What's an epiphyte?
So an epiphyte is a plant that lives on another plant. It has a symbiotic relationship. It's not a parasite. So this is a common one. It's an orchid. See the roots, right?
They're just hanging out there.
Yeah, so if you could picture it growing on a tree, they're going to wrap themselves around any kind of chunky material. And so you want to recreate that indoors. And the soil medium that you would use for that, they really appreciate a chunky mix, right? Check that out. That's sphagnum moss.
Oh, yeah. Bulky, but very light.
Yep, this is called perlite.
Oh, yeah. I'm used to seeing it smaller, but same idea.
Right, so these larger chunks just promote air circulation within the soil and great drainage. And this is all from coconut husk, right? So these plants go in here and then they're gonna love that environment. When you water them, it gets enough water, holds onto it, but it doesn't have standing water.
So you want to make sure that these can drain whatever water you put on them.
Exactly.
All right.
So here for fertilizer, we have, it's a water-soluble fertilizer, but this one you apply just the drops directly onto the plant and just read the package according to the pot size.
So you're not actually diluting this with regular water. You're just going to put it right to them.
Correct. And then you'll be able to get your feeding scheduled by the instructions they give you.
Okay. Aroids?
Aroids.
What's an aroid?
Very common houseplant. This is called alocasia. This one is called anthurium. They're generally a more leafy plant. Very common. You know, there's also pothos. There's figs. They're determined by the spadix, right? So this is the flower that comes out in the plant, but they require a little different mix. They need more organic material.
So when you say organic, this looks more like dirt. I know you guys don't call it that, but that's the soil, more traditional looking.
Exactly.
What's the other stuff?
So the black stuff, it's charcoal.
So again, volume, but very light right there.
Creates nice space, nice void. And then perlite.
This is more of the size that I'm used to seeing it in right there.
So this is appropriate for this type of plant. Another popular thing to add to the soil, if you know, you could create your own mix, or you could add these things called leca balls.
Oh, wow. Also very light.
Yep, they're made of clay.
It's like a malt ball for plants.
But they add air into the soil. This make bigger voids, so you're not gonna have a wet environment.
And then you've got different fertilizers for these.
So water soluble. This one you add to water, so there's a mixture like 10 to 1. You know, just read the package, look at the size of your plant, and then you get your recipe.
And what are these?
This is a slow release fertilizer. Check the package amount. If you put a teaspoon on, you sprinkle it around the plants, and over time it dissipates and breaks.
Either or.
Exactly, either or.
All right. So succulent cacti, I think of these often as kind of bulletproof because they don't die when I don't water them.
Yes, these are good. These are good plants for you. So this is a prickly pear cactus. This is called an echeveria. It's a very popular succulent. They think of where they grow in the desert, right? They want to have well-drained soil, but they like sandy soil. See the difference?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very fine. I mean, it's dark color, but it feels like sand. Doesn't quite look like it, but feels like sand.
And so it'll capture the water, but it'll also run right through, so it's not in standing water. And then this is perlite.
Okay.
And then we also have the coconut. So it just adds different textures and the roots grab on around. And so succulents, they store their water in their leaves, so you don't have to water them as often as the others.
And what are they doing here? Is this a concentrate or is this direct add?
This, you mix, again, just like the aroids, you mix this with water and then follow the recipe on the package.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
So a lot of beautiful choices, and each one of these categories has probably got, you know, an infinite number of plants. It starts with the soil. Get that right.
If you start with the soil, you're on a good start. Next step, you determine light.
Okay.
But that's a whole other thing.
Well, bring me back. Let's talk about that too.
All right.
Thanks,
Sounds good.
Jen.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.